Agenda.
I'm sorry. Can you, with my loud voice, you need a mic? Okay. Sorry about that. Physical attendance will be governed by current public health directives and shall be limited to ensure adequate social distancing to provide a minimum of 6 feet of open space between all persons physically present. Is that me? Computer, tablet, and smartphone, the public may participate remotely by joining
Muted.
GoToWebinar from your computer, tablet, or smartphone, which is via www.royalpalmbeach.com/webmeetings. By telephone, the public may listen only via phone remotely by dialing United States +1 562-247-8321. Webinar ID number is 782-101-171, and the access code is 915-744-038. Okay, roll call. Well, Phyllis is not here. I'm here. Colton Brooks, John Rufer, Dennis Siebert. Anybody here? John Royden, Leslie Leffler, Jordan Schiller, who is an alternate. We welcome him to the committee. Councilwoman Selena Amias. Hi. She is our council liaison. Okay. I'd like to have a approval of minutes from April 26th. Do I have a motion? I'll make a motion. We can't, okay, sorry. Okay. Do we have comments from the public? No, okay. Reports from the members of the board? The update? Selena, did you want to give an update?
Good evening. I think a lot of the things that we have going on we'll discuss today, the events coming up in the park. I did see the haunted house sign at Commons Park coming up, so thank you for that. And then great job to staff again for everything over the summer when we had our Shakespeare in the park, Under the Palms, and the concerts that we started back up again, so thank you.
Okay. Leslie? No.
Madam Chair, you can go back for the approval of the minutes. We now have a quorum.
Oh, okay. And I may have a motion to approve the minutes of April 26th? Okay. Leslie, and your second?
Second.
Okay. Minutes have been approved. I'm sorry, Dennis. Do you have anything you would like?
Smart lady. So I don't know if maybe it's just, if there is no signs in there in the middle area around not the perimeter.
You mean like where we have the skate park that's there, the basketball courts?
Yes.
Okay. There, that road just goes, it's a circle.
Right.
Okay, so everything is right there confined.
Somehow she got inside that. Is that not supposed to be? I haven't even been to Preservation Park in a long time.
Preservation Park's where the recreation center is.
Yes.
if they, when they come in, if they go to the right, it's gonna bring them in front of the recreation center. If they go to the left, it's going to bring them between, it's a service road between the, skate park and what used to be the RC track, which is gonna become very shortly a, pickleball courts. But it goes around in a circle. It's kind of hard to. We probably could put a sign up going to Cat's Field, because if you continue through, it will bring you to Cat's Field, the soccer fields.
I just told her that, I told him that I would bring it
Okay,
up, so
all right,
I haven't seen it firsthand. I didn't get a chance to go over and look at it.
okay.
Not even sure it's an issue, but they're not alarmist, so it just kind of makes me think.
Well, it's not an issue, but I can see how somebody, especially if it's a first time there, get confused. So we'll take care of that.
Thank you. Okay. Jordan, I don't know if you'd have any comments to make? Okay. Okay. Updates, Lou? Give the updates?
Okay, updates. Before we get into our programs and everything that are going to be coming up, I want to introduce our architect that has been with us for a number of years and done a lot of projects out here. And he's doing a survey, more or less a survey on the recreation center. Because if you don't know, we are looking to remodel and expand the rec center from what it is. Again, with the number of programs and the seniors, they're going to have their own wing, okay, just for senior programs. So they'll be separate. They'll have their own kitchen and everything. But Bob's here to go through the plans, and this is just like a proposal. It's something that we're looking at, okay, for design. Okay.
What do we need in order to maintain programs that are going to be helpful in the future to everybody, young and we older? So this is just a quickie presentation of where we're at, what we're thinking, with some preliminary things. How do I get rid of this thing?
Well, Bob's getting that the plan up. We just want to let you know that if you have any questions, any concerns, make sure that we get them. Okay, it doesn't have to be tonight. Yeah, I'm sure he's going to ask for some questions that you might have. But anytime you think of something, be sure to contact me at the rec center. Okay. Go ahead, Bob.
What we have on the screen right now is just a preliminary site plan. You can see the existing gymnasium is here. This is the entrance coming in off the parking lot, so you got the admin area, program space over here. What we're looking at of number one is possibly adding another gymnasium to support the additional programs that you have. And we're looking at the gymnasium on the backside adjacent to the existing gymnasium so we can share uses. We'll have connector doors between them so that they can share. If you got more going on than one gym needs, you can be using both of them so they work together. The other part that Lou had mentioned was the actual program space, we're looking in this area along the south side of the existing. So you come in, you go through the lobby, and you've got the option to come in this direction, or go straight down to the programs in here to the gymnasium, or back into this area. Just as a quick orientation, I'll show you just briefly. One of the, and remember, these are just preliminary things that we're throwing out there right now. This is the existing. As you come in the front entrance, the gymnasium, and your program space, and this is the main lobby as you come in. One of the concepts we're looking at is, again, you come in the front entrance, you have the option of going into the existing program area, which we're looking at being more of the younger, the non-senior group. The gymnasium, of course, be down this way. Off the gymnasium, we're looking at, and there's aerobics, there's dance, there's fitness, and all that activities will be happening along here. And we're also looking at adding additional men and women's restrooms, locker rooms, and showers. And that we're looking at an area that is kind of centrally located to those kind of active activities that take place. Should be down in this area. The existing restrooms are here, and they'll be part of the interior renovation work that would take place of just upgrading new finishes, new toilet partitions and toilet room accessories. And again, this whole interior lobby and corridor system would go through renovation to upgrade it with new finishes and ceilings, walls, flooring, etc. The area we're looking at that Lou had mentioned, the wing for seniors, would be in this particular area along the side. So you come down another corridor, and you go into we're looking at four meeting rooms, program space for senior activities. There's two of them here, and they'll be connected with a movable partition wall, and the same thing with the two down here, so you can open it up for more activity and more people. And part of that of opening up is opening up more space, not knowing where we're going with the distancing and all that stuff right now, but what you could get in one room, we might need both rooms to get it in there. The other part that we're looking at along with that area to kind of make it a full service area would be a kitchen area that would service noon functions, activities in through this area. And of course, they could also handle the rest of it. Then new restrooms, men and women's restrooms, and a unisex or family restroom that, again, would service. And there'll be entry doors coming off the lobby that would come into here. And part of it would be, if we're looking at security, is that there'll be a control desk out front here, and that would control who's going into these particular areas, including into the admin area. Just another perspective of it. Same one. Oh, that other, excuse me, let me back up a minute. This other one's a similar perspective, just a little bit of difference in possibly how the front of the building is introduced. And it's got to tie in with the rest of the building. We don't want to be standing out there by itself. So there'll be some design work going in there for once the project gets started of how's it best tie in, because we don't want people to look at, oh, that's new, oh, that's old. It's best, in my mind, to design it so it all looks like one facility, and it's been that way. Part of how we get into this, we go through a space needs assessment, which you see on the screen now. We have it broken down into the different groups. We have admin area. We have program needs. And program needs continue, and then we have other, which would be your support systems for everything else that's going on, like mechanical rooms, electrical rooms, telephone rooms, general storage. So we try to break down all of it, put numbers to it of what kind of area do we need in order to make that program or that service be more functional to everybody. And that's, again, just to finish up of the programs. That's pretty much where we're at. Again, it's not a final design. Once we get through with this, there'll be a RFQ that'll go out to interview and get additional architects looking at it, and they'll design it at that time. We're not designing it right now. We're just coming up with concepts, block diagrams. Before we go on to the next project, do you have any questions on any of this? I know it's kind of brief introduction, but yes.
If I may, are we gonna have like a separate entrance for the seniors?
No,
Or it'll
everything
be
will
the
come
same
through one entrance, and a big part of that would be right in this area. Of course, everybody would come in one door, and one of the reasons we want to do that is security, so that everybody sees people when they come in and when they leave. There'll be separate doors. You can come in and go this way. They can let you in, or you can go this way. There'll be a main desk, reception desk sitting out in front here that will control the entrances, that will let you into the back program area. But yes, the main reason we did it was for security, and you can only come in one entrance.
Will the parking be bigger, a bigger parking lot?
The parking lot is going to be under study by the village engineer. We've looked at a couple of ideas that we've looked at. Is number one, they're uses at different times of the day. So you don't need to program the parking lot for all the numbers that could be in here at one time. Because there's some functions at night, there's some functions during the day. So what we primarily came up with spots. But again, that's going to go through a study by the village to analyze, do we need more? Beginning with Lou to find out, okay, what are the functions that are taken care of now or going on, and what are the functions now? How many people will that generate?
Thank you.
Sure. Anybody?
You had mentioned the renovation of the current restrooms that are there. The addition of restrooms and locker rooms, are those are the ones by the proposed gym.
Right.
And then the additional ones would be up in the front by the 4 other.
Right, and these would be smaller, probably 2 fixtures per unit, quite similar to what you have over at the cultural center. So it's a smaller group. It's not the heavy use that we'll be getting out of the other ones, and there's always the option that you can go over into the other ones as well, because it is going to be open and it's going to look pretty.
Do we, Lou, and this might be because since we're in the preliminary stages, as we've moved quite a bit of the senior programs over to the cultural center, the events, so would those be potentially moved back to the rec center?
No.
They're going to stay over at the cultural center?
The only program for the seniors that will stay at the cultural center will be their lunch.
For the Young at Heart, right.
Everything else will be at the rec center.
So that's why I'm kind of thinking if you only have the 2 stalls in the front and those are the seniors and that's where we're doing all the programs, I'm wondering if that is going to be sufficient enough, even though they're only using it a certain amount of times, but if they're all there at the same time, because to get from that side to where the other 2
Yeah, that's a
restrooms-
good point. That's a good point. And again, that's why we're here. We could add more. There's nothing magical in there about where it goes or anything. So the main thing, this is the time, if we need the space, we got to give it to Lou so he can go after it one shot.
I agree. I'm just glad that we're getting the renovation of the current restrooms there because that's something
Yes,
I've been
yes,
pushing for a
yes.
while. So
They definitely
thanks.
need it. I've been working out here since,
Thanks.
matter of fact, my first project was this building. And I've been down to rec center quite often, and yes, we've looked at actually renovating those beforehand, and
Right.
I think kept putting it off and
Yeah.
off and off. So here we go, hopefully.
Thank you.
Any other questions? All right, if you want to go on, Lou asked me if I could just go over briefly what we're doing down at Commons Park. This is beyond the design stage now. We've just finished the construction documents, and they'll be going out for bids probably in the next month or so. We're kind of delaying it, hoping that prices will be coming down again. As we're looking at some other price on another project, and steel is out of sight, plus long delay and delivery time. So just, Lou wanted me to give you just a brief idea of what's going on at the pavilion, or at the Commons Park with the pavilion. This is an elevation of it. It'll be an open structure, similar to some of the structures that are over there now with an open area. And I think the open area, we've designed it to take up to like 100 or so people. It's a big structure. It'll be a metal roof like the other buildings over there, and we'll be using the same stone around the base of it, similar to what you've got over there now at Commons Park. So we want the park to work together, not just stand alone. Okay, this is a kind of a plan of it. On the left is an open floor plan. You can see it's all open space. There's nothing on the interior. There's just a perimeter columns going around it. And on the interior, it's all open. What you see in here now is a brick pattern that we've run into the floor to kind of break it up from being one massive sea of concrete. And we'll pick up the same pavers, again, that you've used around the campus and the commons. We've also got a cupola on it in the center, which we're actually going to use it for ventilation. It'll be screen louvers at the top, and we've got a large fan in the middle that can either blow down or blow up. The idea is that we can take it up and bring air in from the bottom and take it out the top, which will add some natural circulation and ventilation to the space. What happened? Oh, there we go. You can see the cupola up here that I was just talking about. I guess that's it. Oh, this is just a section of it. You can see the volume inside. This is going to be about probably 25 feet high. So it's a good sized space. You're not going to go in there and feel like it's going to be big. But, I think it's been kind of a surprise to all of us to get that many people and how much area you're going to need. But again, that's kind of where we're at on it. Like I say, it hopefully will be going out for bids here before too long, and Lou wants to get it in the ground. He's had a lot of requests for it, apparently, so that's where we are. Are there any questions on the pavilion? Sure.
First of all, there's actually two.
Yeah.
I thought I had a site plan.
I thought you did too. But actually, there's two of these pavilions, one on either side of the amphitheater, where those berms come up, and then you've got those small arbors in the back. Okay, right in front of those berms, this is going to be kind of built into the berm. Okay, and the whole thing came up. Sorry, Bob.
Go for it.
This whole thing started when we figured there are a lot of groups that have been wanting to hold, whether it's a corporate picnic or a large outside wedding. There was no place that we didn't have anything large enough. That's what this is going to be for. But also, when we have special events, like our Rock and Fall Fest or the Holiday Light Up, I mean, concessions can either be in there, or again, large groups will be in there, and then again, your corporates would rent them. But we feel that this is going to get a lot of use. Right, right. There will be no permanent furniture in there. We'll put the tables and chairs as needed.
The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Okay. So, again, the concession can go in there. We have a skate rink for the holiday light up, and we're always looking for a spot where to put it that it's nice and flat. This is perfect for something like that. And then having warm-up bands. You're having a band up on the main amphitheater. When they're switching, when they're changing from one band to another, we can have a smaller entertainment group in one of the pavilions. So it's constant entertainment.
I think the location, like Lou was saying, it works very well with the amphitheater, and it brings a lot of activity to that end of the park.
And with that side, since we are doing that, and I know the space there is limited as well, but because there are limited restrooms on either side behind the amphitheater, is there a plan to add additional, or when we have these rented, will we bring in porta potties or other facilities?
No, we haven't gotten to that point because
Okay.
again, we've got restrooms on both sides, on all four sides of the Great Lawn. So we haven't really thought there would be a need for another.
No, but now if you have 200 people potentially there during an event, and 7 of them need to go to the bathroom at the same time, or let's say a percentage of them, that's,
yeah. It is a possibility.
Okay,
Yeah.
thanks.
That's it. No more questions?
Again, if you got any questions or suggestions on either project, send them in. Okay, call. We'll talk to you if you don't understand. But like for the gymnasium, the additional gymnasium and the rest of the building will be 2 different, should I say, phases. Okay. Again, it's all based on funding. Right now, we're using Crestwood Middle School's gymnasium. We don't want to have to rely on that all the time because we're at their beck and call when it's available. So having that second gym is going to be a huge plus for us. And again, like Bob said on the entrance, one entrance, they will have to go through doors that staff will open. Because we want to make sure we know where everybody and anybody is going. Okay? It's just gotten to that point. We need to monitor that.
All right, good. Thank you very much, Evan.
Thank you.
Okay, next, what I wanted to do is we've had some changes in our staff, and we've had some reassignments and some additions. The first reassignment is Steve Pointer. Steve, you want to stand up so they know who you are? Steve was one of our program supervisors at the rec center. He was doing the seniors and he was doing some contractors and he did some sports at one time. But we have now transferred him over to the cultural center, and he's taking care of all the rentals that come in there. Plus, he helps as far as setting up the luncheon facility for the Young at Heart. So, if you need to talk to somebody, he's in charge of that facility. So he's gone from a program supervisor to a facilities and events manager. Okay.
Doing a great job, too.
Huh?
He's doing a great job.
Good. That's why we put him there. um, next is new staff members. We brought in 2 new staff members. One is working with Steve at the Cultural Center. That's Shakira Thomas. Shakira. We're She's also doing a great job. We think hopefully she'll be with us for a long time. But she'll help with setting up some of the programs over there, and she's got some background in the arts, so we plan on using her knowledge in that area. The other new member of our team is Kelby Ruthenberg. Kelby is working at the Sporting Center, helping with all the special events, and I'm sure is a great asset to that division with Silvio helping him with all the events that go on down there. So whether it's an event held by the village, or if it's a private event like a 5K, somebody wants to come in and run, or anything else, concerts and everything, Kelby is the first line of defense. So I'd like to welcome them both aboard. Okay, would you like to say anything? Come up here. Can't be bashful.
So hello, I'm Shakira Thomas. A little bit about my background. I've worked for such companies as Eastman Kodak, JP Morgan Chase, the NASDAQ stock market, Stony Brook University. I came to Florida about 6 years ago, and I saw this job opportunity, and I thought, wow, I think I could put what I've learned in corporate America, and I've learned a lot. I've worked with every character imaginable on Wall Street, and I'm loving Florida. I miss New York. I'm not going back, and I'm looking to really grow with you guys, and I'm really enjoying working with Steve. He's taught me a lot, and I'm learning a lot about the runnings of this village, so it's been really fun. That's it.
We had warned her that working for corporate America and working for government is huge difference. Kelby, come on up.
Hello, I'm Kelby. I just graduated from University of Central Florida with an event management degree, and so I don't have as much experience as her, but I did work in events as a student with catering and wedding planning, and I worked at Rose and Shingle Creek, so big resort. But that's really it. I'm excited to be here, and I do love working with Silvio as well. And that's really it. I don't have as much to say, and I don't like to talk too much, so.
Wait, I have a question for you though. So, welcome and congratulations. Congratulations on graduating. You have a great team over there. You do a lot of stuff over there, and I absolutely love the track though. So, thank you so much for the 5K that it's certified. It looks beautiful. One suggestion to look into, and it was just from the last race that we had, is sometimes the braking areas get a little confusing as to which do you turn and which do you not turn. So I don't know if there's like removable paint or a chalk line or footprints or something that we can look into just to help with that. That way maybe there wouldn't need so many directional signage as well going through there. And even when there aren't events, it's a beautiful track to go around anyway. So just maybe to kind of people can have a good idea of, oh, this way and this way. So just look into. But welcome, and both Shakir as well. You guys have done a great job, and events that we've had both at the cultural center and at the sporting center. So thank you very much. You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Okay. Let's see here. I'm going to do this very quick. The capital projects that are coming up. Really not going to go into detail. It's listed here. It's listed by park on what we're looking to do this year. Preservation Park, which used to be the RC track, the remote control track, that's going to be converted, fenced in, and made into 4 pickleball courts. Pickleball is becoming very, very popular. The playground will be getting a shade cover over it, and the skate park will be resurfaced. Instead of just the asphalt that's there, we're gonna redo that. At Camellia Park, the 6 tennis courts are going to be resurfaced. 2 basketball courts will also be resurfaced. Cats soccer fields, the bleacher area, we've got 4 sets of bleachers. And if you've been out there at all, you'll see that they are really deteriorating over the years. We're replacing those this year. And we got 2 soccer fields. The 2 larger soccer fields are in need of renovating and leveling them off. So that's going to be a major project. Commons Park. The installation of, we're looking at playground fencing around the 2 playgrounds for safety, to keep the kids away from the water and in the playground area. Automated bike rental system. We're looking at getting 12, I think it's 12 bikes. There'll be 2 stations, one on either side, closer to the bridges. So people are going in on either side of the sporting center. They'll be able to do it. It's completely self-contained. You get the app. You scan it. It unlocks the bike. And then from that point on, it'll charge you. Once we set a fee, it'll charge you, and then it'll automatically stop that charge as soon as you bring it back in and put it in the locked position.
May I ask you real quick? Sorry.
Sure.
Is that a third-party company that we're using for that, or are we responsible for? Do we buy the bikes and we're responsible for all of
No,
that?
they're bringing everything in.
So
We
it is
don't
a
have to-
third party. We don't have to do anything. Okay,
Correct.
thanks.
Correct. The automated kayak system, this is going to work on the same principle. Matter of fact, I just got a call the other day that they expect the system to come into the Port of Miami around the 1st of October. But you know how the ports are. So we're hoping. Yes, they're coming from China. Anyway, once we anticipate, hopefully mid to late October, that we would get the kayaks and it almost looks like a locker system, cage system, and again it'll work on the same principle. We do nothing. They come in, you scan the app. You take your kayak, you take it out, you'll get charged based on the time, you turn it back in, and you're all set to go. And then they will give us, we will make 10% without touching it. And beauty of this is we don't have to pay a thing. And we had anticipated I had gotten quotes from other companies, and we had anticipated like $30,000 investment. We have nothing, no investment whatsoever on this, so it's all profit.
And that's both the percentages, both for the bike and the kayaks.
Kayaks, we have
Just
to
the kayaks.
negotiate that.
Okay, so the 10% that was from the bikes.
Right.
Gotcha.
The installation of a second 18-hole disc golf course, and basically that'll go on the north end of the park. So if you're driving in the park on Poinciana Boulevard, it's on your left, it's the north side, which there's quite a few people that don't even know it's there. But that's where we're going to put a second 18-hole course. There are people out there every day playing disc golf. Pathway lighting, this is a project that actually I think, I don't know if it's this Friday or next Friday, we anticipate opening the bids. And pathway lighting is just that, lighting throughout the park on that where we run the 5K, which is running around the perimeter park. Now it'll be lit. It'll be lit up at night. And then security cameras also. We're investing in additional security cameras to take care of the parking lots, the great lawn, the golf area. So we will have plenty of security, or should I say deterrent of any vandalism. It'll be a great project. Veterans Park, we're looking at the playground, the playscape that's in there. We're going to be replacing that. That's been there since we built the park in 2004. So that's due to be replaced. Home Place Park, we've had a project on for gazebo, but we've had another one in there for Marcelo Baseball Complex. Steel is tough. I mean, getting steel is really difficult. So we're just waiting for the product to be delivered, and then we'll install it. We will finalize the design of the Crestwood Park North. Crestwood Park North is, you know where Crestwood Park is, it's behind H.L. Johnson. You cross the canal. There's a front 5 acres. We'll be developing a park in there, and we've already gotten a $500,000 grant on that so far. And I think that's it. Any questions on any projects? Well, it's you know, those are things that we're going to look at. We made a conceptual design where we had basketball courts, and there's been some comments about a basketball court, volleyball courts, picnic pavilions, docks on the water, and then an open area for soccer or whatever. But that is something that we're looking at, is possibly putting that in there too, because it is becoming popular.
And Lou, just to clarify, Crestwood Park North is the area on the north side of H.L. Johnson, correct? Or is it on the west side of H.L. Johnson?
It's actually on the west.
The west side. Okay, so I know we did over the canal on that side.
I forgot the
Belisara.
name. Belisara.
Right, so that part. So I think we did talk about with the
Right.
conceptual design of
Yes.
that area with the fishing pier and things like that, that
Right.
there was space for pickleball. Did we talk? Okay. Thank you.
Okay. That's all I have on capital projects. Anybody, any other questions? No? Great. Okay.
Thank you, Lou. Very informative. A lot of things going on. Okay, the senior program and events. Steve, did you want to talk about that?
Good evening, everybody. So the Young at Heart, we finally have started back up. We had our first business meeting earlier this month. About 70 people attended. Everything went really well with that. The first luncheon is this coming up Friday, and we're really excited for it. We got Gun Club Cafe is going to be catering it, and entertainment is going to be It Takes Two, doing like a 50s style show for the seniors. We have about 140 that are signed up for that, and which is full. We limited it due to COVID. Make sure we could social distance and everything there at the cultural center during the luncheon. Update on the cultural center. The reservations are they're starting to pick up. Typically, we have 2 to 3 on the weekend, and not including the church group, which has rented it out every Sunday through June. Boy Scouts have rented it out every Tuesday, and then we also have the community band every Tuesday as well. So things are starting to pick up at the cultural center with the reservations. And the community band, their next performance is going to be October 26th, and they're going to be doing like a hero thing.
And that's once a month they perform there, correct?
Not quite. It's like every other month.
Every other month.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So, Veterans Day is going to be the same format as last year. It's going to be a breakfast at the Cultural Center from 9 to 1, or 9 to 11, sorry. We'll just have the normal speakers and then music by the community band and serve the crowd breakfast, a pancake breakfast. And then lastly, we have the Green Market is going to be starting up next Saturday, October 9th, right here is going to be the Green Market. So, does anybody have any questions?
We can't get any more people than the 140, correct, for the lunches?
Yeah.
The waiting list has grown.
It's about 10 or so. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, we're still being, governed by the CDC guidelines. The only possible way that you can add is if you use the meeting halls, like where we had the last meeting. But then you got people that aren't going to be in the same room as your
Right.
entertainment, and so
And there's still 4 to a table.
Is
That's
there
going to be a problem.
is there because I know with your membership that the lunches are included, is there an RSVP method possibly we could do so that you're not holding a space for somebody that has no intentions of attending that luncheon, so therefore your wait list can, because how do we notify those that are on the wait list if we do have space available?
Well, the waiting list is just going to be for membership. So if we decide to
Okay.
expand and allow more than 140 people, then the people on the waiting list would be called.
Okay, gotcha. All right, thanks.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
one,
Recreation?
just one thing, that when we have our Veterans Day, that is co-sponsored by the American Legion.
Hi, Brandon.
Good evening. Good evening. So right now we're trying to get back to some normalcy within the recreation center and our programs. So we're beginning to phase back in a lot of our normal programs. We're doing registrations for our co-ed youth basketball. We have yoga, total body conditioning. What else we have? Karate, youth dance. We're bringing back our chair yoga, oil painting, knitting, crocheting, our little sluggers, and then we have a couple new programs. Amazing Athletes, which is it's an early childhood type athletic class with different. They go through different sports and different activities each class, so they kind of cycle through them and kind of just teach the kids about movement, health, healthy eating. And then we have a piano class that we're looking to bring, and I think that's it for all of the new classes. Our primary sports providers are back up and running. They're getting back to pre-COVID numbers, so baseball, soccer, football, and our travel basketball. They're all right now going. Baseball, soccer, and football are in season right now. They all have great numbers, and they're playing right now. Travel basketball is their off season, so there's their conditioning season, so not as much to do with them right now. And any questions from anyone? No? All right.
Thank
Thank you.
Brandon. Sylvia Pierre Louis. Community events.
Good evening, everyone. So Commons Park, we've been back up and running. As you can see from the 4th of July, we've been doing a lot. We've had our community concerts that we've been having going on, which averaged about 400 to 500 people every night, and they're doing real good. And we're going to continue to do them. As far as events, this weekend we do have our Rock and Fall event. October 1st, from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. We'll have Led Zeppelin cover band, tribute band, and a Kiss band play. And then October 2nd, we'll have our Michael Jackson tribute for our concert for that night. But we have a pack full of activities. We have the train rides, we have carnival rides, we have corn maze, we have food vendors. So that day is going to be just almost like a 4th of July. Is going to be plenty of things to do. It's free for all the kids to come out, and it's one of our signature events that we have every year, and we're hoping to have as much people come as well. First is in our haunted house. It'll be Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. The entry fee is $10, and that'll be going on through the whole month of October. Also, through the whole month of October, we have concerts that are going to continue on every Friday, and we're going to sprinkle in a movie night as well. So for our movies, our first movie is going to be October 29th, which is going to be Coco. And then for November 12th, we'll have Shark Tales. And then December 17th, we'll have The Grinch. And then we'll also have our Winterfest event, which will be our event where we have our tree light up. So for the fall, we're pretty much back up and running. For the sporting center, we pretty much are booked up through the whole month of December and November. We have no reservations for the weekend, so we're back up and running over there at Commons Park. Any questions?
Sounds like you're busy.
very, very busy. That's why we needed our help when we got Kelby to help us out. So we've got our hands full down there.
For the tree light, are we doing a formal tree lighting ceremony as we've done in the past, or are we doing it a modified version? Do you know yet?
No, we'll be doing the
regular
Winterfest all
with
out.
Santa. All right.
Everything.
Thanks.
Everything.
That haunted house that you were talking about going the whole month of October, that's Thursday, Friday, and Saturday of each week through the month of October.
Sounds like fun.
It is. If it's anything like the first year they did it, it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Okay. Does anybody else want anything or have anything else to say? Mike, did you want to say anything?
They got it all. They took care of it.
Okay. Can I make a motion to adjourn the meeting?
May I, one thing that I forgot, starting tomorrow or Wednesdays, food distribution, from 9 to noon, we'll be giving out free PCR testing for COVID. It doesn't cost anything. It'll be at Commons, and once we see how it goes, we're looking at doing it Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So they'll be starting that this Wednesday.
Okay.
And it's just a drive-through PCR. Drive-through, you get a kit, you do what the instructions say. By the time you're ready to leave, you just turn it in. They'll get the results in the mail.
It's the same thing you can pick up at the drugstore, correct? Your pharmacy?
I don't know. I've never picked one up.
I don't know. I know the pharmacies have them now too. But I think you have to pay for it at the pharmacy.
No, this is all free.
Yeah, and the gentleman mentioned that it's a saliva test, so it may be a little bit different than the swab that you're picking up from the store. So
some people call it a spit test.
Right.
So ladylike.
Whatever you want it to be called. Okay, can I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'm sorry, one last thing I'd just like to say is thank you very much for filling in today. I hope Phyllis is doing well, and everybody, thank you very much for serving. Welcome, Jordan. I hope you're prepared because this is a quiet meeting compared to how it goes. So thank you, everyone, for serving again, and thank you very much to the staff for all that you do because it really does show in just the comments that we get from residents and visitors to the area. So thank you.
Okay, do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting? Okay. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you all.